After a 9-hour meeting, Madison's Common Council votes in favor of a police body cam pilot program. And White House officials are scrambling to get more aid to Ukraine as Russian forces close in on what's left of the port city of Mariupol. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Some Madison police officers will now be allowed to wear body cameras. After a 9-hour meeting, Madison's Common Council approved the pilot program for officers on the north side of the city with an 11-9 vote. Advocates argued the technology will increase transparency, while opponents expressed concerns about privacy and cost. Police Chief Sean Barnes was there to answer questions before the vote. He also explained how the cameras would help the community.
Also ensures that the wrong person is not prosecuted, which has happened far too often in policing. When I first came here, there were many people, and still do, who are African American, who are older, who remembers a time when they were not believed in their action and their interaction with law enforcement. In this community, this part of the community, in my opinion, cannot or should not be ignored because they have real life experiences that they have lived.
Chief Barnes also says he believes body cameras will help bring credit to the department and to policing as a whole. The pilot program expected to cost around $80,000. The council also unanimously approved plans to build a new men's homeless shelter on the city's east side, located at 1902 Bartillion Drive. The shelter would be built from scratch and include access to nearby bus rapid transit stations upon completion, access to food outlets, and potentially a new city library. A Madison man was sentenced to 4 years in prison for having a firearm in a school zone. Tyrone Jackson pleaded guilty in January. He was arrested in 2020 after witnesses say he fired a gun at Brittingham Park in Madison. The incident happened near one city school's campus. Investigators later found the gun hidden in the park with Jackson's DNA on it. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Dana Fulton joins us at noon for the certified most accurate forecast. Still a little chilly out there.
It is. It is cool for this time of year, and it's about to get a little rainy also. Our Doppler track still generally pretty quiet for southern Wisconsin, but the showers creeping in off to the west. We have some really interesting clouds out there right now for us, though, in front of the rain. Again, this is a loop over the last 3 hours. For us, the showers still far away. Temperature-wise, close to 50. We're going to hold pretty steady through the rest of the day. Compared to this time yesterday, it is a bit of a warm-up, but we won't warm up much this afternoon. Plan on these temperatures continuing to stay close to 50 degrees with a cloudy sky throughout the afternoon. We'll see rain showers building in as we get closer to about 3 o'clock. We'll take a closer look at the accumulation totals, Mark. With this rain coming through in just a few minutes, it's nice to have at least a dry start to the day before the showers return.
Absolutely. Get your chores done early.
Right, yes.
All right, Dana, thank you. See you in a few minutes. Ukraine's president says the situation in Mariupol is getting worse. Fighters are resisting Russia's latest ultimatum for them to surrender. Skylar Henry has the latest.
The Russian Defense Ministry released new video Wednesday of what it says is more than 1,000 attacks on Ukrainian targets. In the besieged city of Mariupol, Russian forces have surrounded the steel plant where Ukrainian soldiers and civilians have hunkered down. A Ukrainian Marine says, "We're facing our last days, if not last hours. The enemy outnumbers us 10 to 1. Russia is also intensifying its attacks on the eastern part of Ukraine. It's sending more forces to an area known as the Donbas region, which is important to Ukraine's economy. The U.S. is preparing a major new shipment of artillery and ammunition to Ukraine, rushing to get it there in time to be used against the Russian offensive.
We do the best we can with each package to tailor it to the need at the time. And now the need has changed because now the war has changed because now the Russians have prioritized the Donbas area, and that's a whole different level of fighting, a whole different type of fighting.
The UN says more than 5 million people have now fled the war-torn country and what is Europe's worst refugee crisis since the end of World War II. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And Russia says it has opened a humanitarian corridor to allow civilians in Mariupol to escape to safety. For a group of Ukrainian refugees who have arrived in Ireland, the long trip has also been a trip back in time. This 15th century tower near the country's west coast is now home to 11 refugees. The owner says he was so struck by the images of people fleeing Ukraine, he had to help.
So the castle has been empty, and because of COVID and things like that, it's been very difficult to come here. So, and plus there's more space.
The children all play and go to school together. 5 of the refugees have already found jobs. The COVID-19 vaccine may be available for children under 5 years old by this summer. Pfizer says the shots could be available by June if the FDA gives its authorization. Last year, Pfizer and BioNTech had a vaccine for younger children, but officials there were not happy with the results from 2 doses and started testing a 3rd dose. In February, the FDA said it wants more data. It said it wanted more data on the 3rd vaccine as the trial moves forward with emergency use authorization. Even though masks are no longer required for public travel, most people in the U.S. say they support keeping mask mandates. A new poll found 56% of people support mask requirements on planes, trains, and public transit. About 24% said they were against the mandates. The poll was conducted in the days before a judge ruled against extending the mask mandate. Public school students and teachers in Milwaukee will once again be required to wear masks. The decision comes just one day after the district allowed masks to become optional. They say they reversed course after determining there was a significant transmission of the virus within the city of Milwaukee. And the mask mandate in Madison public schools is extended until the first week of May. Other major districts in surrounding Dane counties still have optional mask policies for students and staff, including Middleton Cross Plains, Verona, and Fitchburg. 2 men accused of posing as Homeland Security agents now face new weapons charges. About 2 weeks into the case, and there are still many unknowns, the men are facing charges for impersonating an officer and new unlawful possession of a large-capacity ammunition feeding device charges. The government alleges the defendants sought to make themselves part of the D.C. neighborhood in law enforcement by posing as Homeland Security agents. Prosecutors allege the men had 5 apartments in a luxury building and gifted agents electronics and rent-free units, including a penthouse valued at over $40,000 a year. One of the lingering questions is whether the scheme was designed to collect information for the benefit of a foreign intelligence service. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
Higher prices on household goods benefit one consumer products giant and airline loyalty programs with the best perks. I'm Elise Preston at the CBS Broadcast Center. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime. Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
GTW is different from the other personal injury firms because we actually do trials. We have gotten great results for our clients and will continue to do so.
All in to win. Gingras, Thompson & Walks.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. My team is fired up. We've discovered a new replacement gutter system that sets the standard for performance, durability, and beauty. It's called Gutter Shutter, and it's guaranteed to never clog, sag, or pull away. It's 100% made in the USA. We'll show you why Gutter Shutter means you can stay off the ladder forever. Right now, get 75% off installation labor, free financing for 24 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your new Gutter Shutter system. Call now to set up your free estimate.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
In the military, we call it dereliction of duty. Ron Johnson is supposed to serve Wisconsin. Instead, he served himself. An investigation found Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. That's a dereliction of duty. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
it takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In Madison, contact Heating and Cooling Incorporated to maximize your comfort and energy savings whatever the season.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Price hikes on household goods are paying off for Procter & Gamble. The company reported revenue of more than $19.3 billion in the first 3 months of the year. Despite the better-than-expected news, P&G says inflation will weigh on future profit margins. Mortgage rates are now at the highest level they have been since 2010. According to the Mortgage Bankers Association, home loan demand fell 5% week compared to the week prior. Demand for refinancing slid another 8% for the week and is 68% lower from the same time a year ago. Spirit Airlines says it will cut back on flights in the coming months. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. The move is an effort to prevent flight disruptions for the busy summer travel season. The new schedule comes as air carriers have seen travel surge in recent months. Passenger traffic is averaging about 89% of pre-pandemic levels. And airline loyalty that pays off. A recent Wallet Hub report found Alaska Airlines Mileage Plan has the best frequent flyer program this year. United Mileage Plus landed in second, and Delta Sky Miles rounded out the top three. The personal finance site looked at several factors, including the value of points and miles and how easy it is to book rewards flights. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Elise Preston.
Let's take a look at Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial's up 319 points. The NASDAQ, though, down 128. The S&P 500 is up about 1.5 points. Amazon is planning to audit its hiring practices for racial disparities. Former Attorney General Loretta Lynch is leading the evaluation. It comes after shareholders pressured Amazon to look at how it hires and protects its nearly 1 million hourly employees. Specifically, they want to focus on warehouse workers, many of whom are people of color. The company announced the audit ahead of a shareholders meeting next month. Amazon says it'll release the findings once it's completed. There's still more ahead on News 3 Now at noon. Pam Yankee has today's ag numbers, and a new blood test could help detect multiple forms of cancer. Plus, it could be a wet rest of the work week. Dana's back with your complete forecast after this.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
Welcome back, Bill.
I'm here for some new tires.
Well, you're in luck. It's our tire savings event, so now's the perfect time. Tires a little worn down?
Why would I do that again?
Worn down, exactly, worn down.
Exactly.
Right now, during our tire savings event, buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
People said we couldn't run a successful business using progressive values, but that's exactly what we did. That's how we built the Bucks Arena. We made sure our minority and women-owned businesses were able to grow with it, paying good wages, using materials made in Wisconsin, all done in an environmentally sustainable way. That's the type of thinking we need in the U.S. Senate. We're not going to just talk about issues. I'm going to go to Washington and deliver. I'm Alex Lazary, and I approve this message.
The Madison Police Department gets creative, and you're invited to join in.
Tomorrow, Josh previews a free interactive art event that promises fun for the whole family.
And a warmer trend will give you a look at what to expect tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
This has been a symbol of suburban life for decades, but a new idea is buzzing around local communities.
It's not just, someone being lazy.
Eric Frocky finds out why No Mow May could make a big impact on our planet. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report as we get ready for some rain.
Yep, again. And as has been pointed out time and time again, although it slows us down as far as field work, it still does give us a little reassurance that we're going to have moisture there when we get the seed in the ground so that it can get started. And like I said, don't take that for granted. The markets today, for example, are continuing to focus in on the drought-like conditions that are impacting a lot of the southern United States, especially the Southwest. They're talking about winter wheat ratings that are at historically low levels at a time when the world is calling for wheat, given the Russian-Ukrainian situation. So a lot of volatility in those marketplaces. Let's take a little bit of a swing toward the positive. Today is the beginning of the Celebrate the Arts online auction to benefit 4-H kids, those Clover kids that you're going to see so active this summer during the county fairs and are active year-round in a lot of different leadership activities. They've got a couple different items that they're selling online, all of it with a 4-H theme, different original art from 4-H members, for example, and also some jewelry that's themed at towards 4-H. All the money goes towards the Wisconsin 4-H Foundation that helps to benefit all the kids' activities across the state. I have already been bid out on a couple of my items. I'll get back on there. The auction has started already, continues through the 26th. I've got a link up if you want at Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook. And we're looking forward. I don't care what the weather looks like. I bet people turn out Saturday. We're going to have our grilled cheese championship out in Dodgeville. The good folks have invited me back for the 9th annual event. I'm going to be the MC, and I see they've got a lot of different categories, some change-ups. And remember, if you want to do a little sampling, they'll have VIP tickets available at the door for just $30. Speaking of cheese, barrel cheese today down 5 1/4, $2.34 1/4. 40-pound block cheese down 2 1/2 at $2.33 1/2. While double A butter that gained 1/4 cent today, $2.72 a pound. So there we go, mixture of those.
Yep, we lost her. There she's gone. Thank you, Pam. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. A new type of blood test could become the next frontier in cancer screening. It's known as a liquid biopsy, designed to detect dozens of cancers before there are signs of disease. Kate Smith has the story from New York.
Joyce Ayers thought she was a healthy 74-year-old when she volunteered to give a blood sample for research. What happened next was a shock.
I got a call that said, "We're finding something here, and we want to look at it a little bit more."
Ayers was participating in a test known as liquid biopsy. Researchers in Portland, Oregon screened people with no signs of cancer as a method of early detection. After being called back for further tests, Ayers was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma.
The tests work by checking DNA fragments from tumor cells, but the question is whether this sort of screening can cut the nation's death rate from cancer.
Government researchers are planning a large experiment with as many as 200,000 participants to see whether blood tests can save lives.
Once we get to the point where this trial is up and running, we'll need many Americans to sign up and participate.
Grail is one of the companies making the blood tests and marketing them to adults at higher risk for cancer.
And if we can find these cancers at earlier stages, before people have symptoms, they're offered many more options for effective treatment, and they're often curable.
The concern is that screenings sometimes do more harm than good, bringing false positives and unnecessary costs. But for Ayers, the early diagnosis means treatment is already behind her.
I'm 75 and very much alive. That's a good one. I'm alive, and I'm going to stay alive for a while.
Allowing her to greet her 75th birthday with joy. Kate Smith, CBS News.
The White House has announced a goal of cutting the cancer death rate in half over the next 25 years. Going to be a chilly, wet today. Warmer temperatures ahead this weekend, perhaps. Here's Dana to straighten this all out.
I know. We have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything for us over the next few days. We're starting to look towards the end of April, so we have to get in, of course, a few more April showers. The rain building in this afternoon. It will continue for us through the evening, wrapping up as we get closer to midnight. Our warming trend starts to kick off heading into Thursday, and then by Saturday, we are expecting temperatures to finally get into the mid-70s. For the end of the week, as we look ahead to Friday and possibly on Sunday, some more shower and thunderstorm chances expected. So the good news here, we have breaks in the rain. It's not a total washout, and there's still certainly time to get the dogs down and get outside and not be impacted by these showers. But later this afternoon, this round of rain is going to continue to lift into the area, and that's what we're expecting to see build in and stick with us until, again, about midnight. Scattered showers through the evening. We could hear an isolated rumble of thunder or two for us later on. Some of these rain spots could be pretty steady for us at times. The evening commute might be just a little bit slower with that rain. This continues through the evening until about midnight before things pull off to the east. That cloud coverage pulls off to the east as well and leads us into a dry Thursday. Temperatures for Thursday climbing to the mid-60s with a partly sunny sky. It should be pretty pleasant outside for us for Thursday. By Friday, though, rain building back in. Early in the day Friday, mainly south of Madison, we'll have a few scattered showers for us in the afternoon and evening yet again. Friday, not quite as mild outside. We'll see high temperatures in the mid to low 50s. This is our rain chance for tonight into Thursday morning, bringing in about 1/2 inch, possibly seeing some isolated areas getting closer to 3/4 inch. That next round coming through on Friday adds on about another 1/2 inch of accumulation. So neither of these events major washouts, but certainly enough to give the ground a good drink, which is part of what we need in April. We certainly don't want things to stay too dry outside. That's what we had last year. April's usually when we see quite a bit of rain passing through, so any drought conditions will be hard to make up later in the year. Temperatures staying close to 50 for us through this evening with rain building in. After that, we see a cooler trend settling in. Our 6 to 10 day and our 8 to 14 day outlook bringing in below average temperatures as we look ahead to the end of the month. For today, highs staying again pretty close to the upper 40s, near 50 degrees. Thursday, sunshine in the mid 60s. Showers and thunderstorms expected on Friday. Not quite as mild on Friday. High temperatures pull back to the mid to low 50s. For Saturday, sunshine in the mid 70s with a slight chance for a shower late in the day. As we look ahead to Sunday, there might be a chance for rain late and then early on Monday. Notice next week we see drier weather. It'll be nice to have some sunshine, but afternoon highs pull back quite a bit. So that's that below average trend we were just pointing out for the end of the month. High temperatures stay close to 50. Overnight lows still dropping below freezing for early next week.
So don't go overboarding with the planting on Saturday.
Oh, exactly. Don't get too excited. Go outside and enjoy Saturday. Definitely spend time outside, but wait till after Mother's Day, right? Before you try to put anything in the ground right now. So I'm also a gardener. I'm waiting very patiently right now.
It's going to freeze next week, so
it is,
keep that in mind. All right, Dana. Thank you. And due to the weather, today's watch party at the Deer District for Game 2 of the Bucs playoff series has been canceled. The team says fans can still watch the games in restaurants and at the Deer District. Tip-off is set for 8:30. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Howard has a riddle for us today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If an egg roll wasn't rolled, would it still be an egg roll? The answer is coming up next, and it might just bowl you over. Might.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Get
in gear this spring with 11% off everything at Menards. We've got your automotive needs covered, from tools, towing, and accessories to maintenance and everything in between. Need ratchet straps? Got it. Wiper blades? Copy that. Motor oil? Done. Valvoline Daily Protection Motor Oil improves fuel economy while protecting against engine wear. Pick up a quart for only $2.99 after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
He has his grandfather's smile.
Her mother's eyes.
My cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease.
Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
In late October of 2021, I got COVID, and I was pretty sure that I was at the end of my rope.
I knew we were in trouble when we decided to bring in our attorney to start having Joel sign end-of-life documents, business documents.
My last try was an experimental medication. She put me on the Aviptadil, and that next morning when I woke up, I was a new man.
Because of Ron Johnson's right to try bill, I have my husband today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Whenever I get Chinese takeout, no matter what I order, it seems like I always add an egg roll at the last minute. I mean, who doesn't love a good egg roll? So let me share with you a dish that we recently came up with that has everything we love about egg rolls without all the work. We start by sauteing some ground pork in a skillet, crumbling it as it cooks. While that finishes up, we mix together some soy sauce, garlic powder, a bit of ginger, and some black pepper. Once the pork is cooked, we add in a bag of coleslaw mix, some cut scallions, the soy sauce mixture, and our secret ingredient, Thai chili sauce. We'll let this cook for a few more minutes until the cabbage starts to soften up. Now, rather than rolling the mixture in egg roll skins and frying them, we simply serve it in a bowl topped with some crispy fried noodles. Or, if we really want to go all out, how about pan frying some wonton skins to serve right along with it? There you have it, the taste and the crunch of egg rolls served up in a bowl for a novel twist. And whether you serve this as a hearty lunch or as a fun change of pace dinner, you can't miss. As always, the recipe for our egg roll in a bowl is online now. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a hen hao wei. That means very good in Chinese. Or, as we say, ooh, it's so good.
And here's Dana, one final check of the forecast.
I would get the umbrella on hand, Mark. I would be ready to go if I were you, because the rain is building in. Right now, things still dry, a little cloudy outside. Temperatures currently close to 50, and will really stay in the upper 40s through the rest of the afternoon with scattered showers. A few thunderstorms possible later today. Thursday is the dry day. High temperatures in the mid-60s. Thursday will actually be pretty pleasant outside. Another round of rain expected to build in Thursday night into Friday. Friday, scattered showers and thunderstorms. A Saturday, plan on variably cloudy skies, but just a slight chance for rain expected for us late in the day. High temperatures in the mid-70s on Saturday. Sunday, we pull back to the mid-60s with a chance for rain developing later on and early Monday morning. Notice next week we are in for a drier stretch. Sunshine for most of the week, but high temperatures will be near 50, and those overnight lows expected to drop back down close to freezing.
All right, time to get the dogs out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4.